to another Rise of Empires I Survive video with me, Mr. Gil. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for all of your previous views, likes, comments, suggestions, subscriptions, and all of that jazz. I really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching the current series, which is Race to Castle Level 25, you can see in the episode that came out recently, maybe this morning, we have achieved Castle Level 15. What I wanted to do at this point is actually talk about the absolute requirements needed in terms of buildings, upgrades, in order to achieve Castle Level 15 as efficiently or as fast as you want or need to, basically. Now, I've chosen Castle Level 15 as a point to say because it's kind of a nice round number, but also, I've always suggested that if you are going to have farms, you do get them to about the 15 to 16 level, and then they are easier to farm. Now, that's also completely up to you, and also I wouldn't take any of my information about farms with much gravitas, considering that I'm pretty useless at running my own farms and I rarely do it. However, let's just run down what you actually need in order to achieve Castle Level 15, what needs to be upgraded. Now, obviously, your houses and your tavern need to be at Castle Level 14. That's a given that every level you will have to upgrade your house and your tavern. Now, there are population requirements, so you will need to upgrade more than one house. I would always suggest that something that I do, and considering Castle Level 15 to 16 requires a large jump in your population, almost double what I currently have, I would always suggest keeping your houses at a very similar level. So you definitely need to get one to level 14, but I would say that there's nothing wrong with either getting the rest of them up to level 14 as well before you push the button for the Castle Level 15. And your tavern, as I said, always needs to be at the level below your castle. It currently just tracks it back and forth, etc., etc. Your archery place, what is it called? Archery range. Okay, your archery range needs to be at level 13. This is actually a requirement to get to castle level 13. However, I'm saying to you the absolute requirement is to get to castle level 15. So this will also have to be at 15. The rest of them do not have to be. So your stable and your barracks actually don't have to be really any level. So if you are building a farm, then really the archery range is the only thing you're going to have to focus on in order to get your levels up. The rest of them you can keep at 0 if you wanted to. If you are going to be some sort of raider and this is your main account, then I would also suggest that me personally, I like the cavalry and I like the footmen. So I am upgrading those as well, just a little bit behind the archery range itself. Your medical tents will need to be at level 9. This is a requirement to get to castle level 10. So you need that. Other than that, I wouldn't upgrade them too much. I would leave them for later. They are pretty quick upgrades at the early levels, so it's no real hassle to do them. However, I'm not much of a raider. I rarely have wounded troops, so I'm not too stressed about keeping these at a low level. But level 9 is the bare minimum you need in order to achieve castle level 15. Your encampments need to be at level 8, or one of them needs to be at level 8. Again, it's a much of a muchness whether you train these guys more. Luckily for me, I was able to get some of the development heroes, which increase training speed and training count, etc., etc. So for me, those become more important than the encampments themselves. I also think the encampments are very expensive in terms of time to upgrade, but it is something to keep an eye on. You definitely need to have one at level 8 minimum if you want to achieve castle level 15, but the rest of them, probably something that I'm going to focus on over the next few days is upgrading these a little bit more, just because they increase the count and it means it's easier to train up large amounts of troops. Your quarries will need to be, so your marble quarries, wherever they are, there's some here. One of those will need to be at least castle level 12. I would strongly suggest that you keep your production very close to your castle level anyway. You can see I've got here one is level 7. I should probably upgrade that a bit. You're going to need a lot of resources, guys, so there's nothing wrong. And production upgrades are relatively cheap and relatively easy and quick. I mean, going to level 13 is only this and an hour. It's really quite cheap. But at a bare minimum, you're going to need a quarry at level 12 in order to increase the castle level 15. But I would suggest that the rest of your quarries, and you should have 1, 2, how many by now? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you should have 5 by now. They should all be at least above level 10. One of your farms will need to be level 10. This is a requirement to increase the castle level 11, I believe. So one of your farms will have to be at level 10. Again, I mean, food is something that we actually get. It is a bit imbalanced in the game. You know, you can see I already have 14.4 million food. Considering I've only been playing 6 days in total, for a total of about, I don't know how many hours, 15 hours. That's a lot of food to have. So I wouldn't necessarily, the same way that I upgrade the quarries or the lumber yards or whatever, I wouldn't necessarily keep my food going that high. However, this is a good thing to upgrade. They are really cheap to upgrade your food. Look at that. That's incredibly cheap, incredibly quick. And they are good if you look at the event here in the benefit center, which is the Ancient Ruins. Successfully upgrade 5 buildings in your town. This runs for a couple of days during the startup phase of the game. So when you're just settling in. This is easy money, and I usually use my farms, and I think I did that this morning. I upgraded my farms like 5 times, and bang, I get a super ticket. So that's definitely something to look at. But at a bare minimum, you're going to need a farm at level 10 in order to achieve castle level 15. Your charcoal workshop, it's this baby here, is it not? Click on you. There you go. It's going to need to be a level 6. This is a fallacy, and it's a way. By fallacy, I mean that everybody's going to need that to be at the same level as their castle, without a doubt. Okay, you need charcoal. You need an enormous amount of charcoal. The game doesn't want you to update it because basically it wants you to use your wood in the charcoal factories over here. It wants you to use your wood so you have less wood so that you consider spending money. So that's the one reason this charcoal workshop isn't, and it should be, a requirement, and it should be like, oh, I can't upgrade the castle until this is the same level. This should be like the tavern or houses. You have to upgrade at every level, because otherwise the game is just trying to trick you into thinking that you don't have enough charcoal. So keep this thing upgraded every single time. I went to castle level 15 about 2 hours ago, and I started this upgrade immediately. It's super important, and you will notice a big difference if you keep it fully upgraded all the time. However, the requirement is that you only need it at level 6, which is a requirement to get to castle level 7, but for level 15 you're going to need it at level 6 minimum. Your fortress needs to be castle level to be level 5. I keep saying castle level, I don't know where my fortress is. This thing. Actually, this is a mistake. Why did I write this down? Did I mean something else? Maybe I meant sentry tower? It could be that the sentry tower is the one I meant instead of fortress, because this is level 4 and it didn't need to be that at all. So actually, let's scratch that one. I don't know why I scribbled that down. Let's say it's a sentry tower. I wrote fortress though in my notes. Oh, okay. So I'm going to say I don't know about that one. Actually, I'm a bit stupid. I seem to have written the wrong building down, and now I'm confused about which, because this is probably 3 or 4 days ago. Let's say your sentry tower has to be level 5. Yeah. No bad thing either. Okay, then in terms of your storages, the rough way to look at it is just get everything to level 9. Okay, so iron, marble, food, and wood. Get them all to level 9, and that should enable you to have enough in your areas up here, you know, the save bit, that you can then upgrade to castle level 15. I believe that I think maybe the marble only has to be level 8. I can't remember exactly. But if you get all of them to level 9, that's a very good place to be. In general, you're going to need a lot of storages, and your storages you're always going to need. So there's no real point in not upgrading storages if you can. You're always going to need them. So currently, I think most of mine are at level 9. I'm going to get them up to level 10 and then open the new ones, etc. And I just constantly upgrade storages. This is a game about storage upgrades, effectively. That is the main thing holding you back once you get to higher levels. But at a bare minimum, to get to castle level 15, you need all your storages at level 9. That doesn't include the ale and charcoal storages. Both of those necessarily doesn't really matter so much. Your charcoal obviously has to be at a certain point. 300,000 charcoal there. What is this thing? Yeah, let's check. Yeah, you can see for going to castle level 16, I need a bare minimum of 300,000. So I'm going to say you need your charcoal to be at level 4 or 5, let's say level 5, in order to achieve castle level 15. That's just a smart thing to do. Your ale is completely up to you. I think currently mine is at, I don't even know where it is. What does it look like? That's lumber. That's ale there. So mine is currently level 4. I should probably upgrade that, but I'm not too stressed about it. That doesn't necessarily need to be any level in particular. But let's just say 5 for both. Okay, so ale and charcoal, getting them to level 5 is a smart thing to do. Now there's 3 other things you should focus on, and this is about either achieving certain things within the events or benefits, or getting ready for castle level 16. In the events or benefits, in the thing called the feast, there is a small reward for getting your, where is it? Your Alliance Institute to level 8 or to level 16. So make sure you get that up, and I'm just currently doing that now. That's a bit lazy of me, but you should have your Institute to level 8 by at least castle level 15, or if you want to achieve castle level 15 in a smart way. And your Garrison Hall. Okay, so this is something you actually build when you get to castle level 15. Your Garrison Hall is what is required, I believe, for castle level 16 to 17. And that needs to be level 16, I believe. So once you get to level 15, build your Garrison Hall as fast as you possibly can. I haven't done mine yet. I'm stupid. Let's pop him down over here. Like I saw. Okay, and just start upgrading this baby as much as you possibly can, as fast as you possibly can, because you need it. One other thing to look at is obviously the Alliance Hall. Okay, again, that is required for castle level 15 to 16. You can see here my Alliance Hall. So on the kind of side, while you're doing the things we've talked about, houses, taverns, archery, the medical, the encampment, the quarry, the farm, the charcoal workshop, all your storages, you should be looking at upgrading your institute as well, as much as you can, and upgrading your Alliance Hall as well, as much as you can. Yeah, those 2 things are great. And then once you've got to castle 15, add into the Garrison Hall that little mix, so you're constantly getting your Garrison Hall leveled up as well. So just to reiterate, and you'll have to go back and watch, I'm not going to repeat everything I just said, but those are the absolute requirements needed to get your castle to level 15. Now, what we will try and do is between castle level 15 and castle level 20, I will look at the same exact requirements, what exactly is needed. Now, some people might say, but how much resources are needed in order to do this? Can you tell me what resources are needed? No, I'm not going to tell you that. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely insane that somebody, you know, if you're getting that deep into planning what resources you need 5 levels ahead, then make a spreadsheet and work it out yourself, because that's far too deep. Just assume you're going to need a lot of resources, as much as you possibly can get. There's no point in saying, oh, I won't do this today because I don't need the resources. You're always going to need resources. You will never have enough resources, so just get resources. Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you exactly how many resources are needed for each thing. As a general rule, I usually play by focusing on doing the castle as fast as possible and then catching up as we go. This is one style. There's another style of play where people get everything to the same level, then do the castle upgrade. Then level everything up, then do the castle upgrade. I see no problem with that. I just think it's a little bit slower and a little bit more annoying. Up to you. You know, it's swings and roundabouts, whichever one you like. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Those are the absolute requirements for getting your castle level 15. We will be back soon enough with another video. Thank you. Cheers. I don't know how to end this. Make sure you eat some cheese. And be good to each other. See ya.